Just retire from the back of the grid. Yeah. Simple. Very easy.
But when you win.
Okay, so we should be underway now. Hopefully back to normal. Trying to get used to the technical thing. Like I said, this is only the second time I've done it. So, yeah, it's all good fun. Okay, so we're out with the McLaren at the moment. Let's just try to find a few people and see what we're doing. We will go with Matt to begin with if he's out. And see what his outlap could do. Sorry about all the confusion, guys. We're back in now. So, yeah, Hungary tonight. We mentioned earlier on 4.3 kilometres, 14 corners. We will bring up the driver standings between qualifying and the main race, just so we can have a look and see where everyone's at. Here comes Matt Tudor. And he's now on a hot lap, I believe. I think he may be the first driver out as well, so let's see if he can set a time. It's through the right left. Swinging it around to the left. Nice and steady there from Matt. Really improved this season, Matt, as well. I think he's in the top 6 or 7, Matt. He spent some time at the back of the grid, a good couple of seasons, but he's really, really improved. And a wild Jamaican Jam pole at the moment with 119.0. And Matt at 120, that's 117 from Deckers, another guy that's really found pace over the last couple of seasons. I think he won a Constructors last season, actually, with Astro in the Ferrari, I believe that was. And he seems to be up there every week at the moment, so much improved. Good to see a few different names working their way to the top of the grid. There's Bracey with a 120, former world champion Bracey, of course. Always up there. Great race pace Bracey has as well. Always a little bit shady in quali. Never really know what we're going to get. See if we can find some of the guys that haven't set a time as yet. And there's the racing ball of Sector Snell. This guy, been watching him. Quite new to the grid. And interested. He actually took my seat on the grid as well. So I think this is his first week in the racing ball. We're not too sure at the moment where he's going to sit, but this will give us a good idea. Dinosaur starting an outlap now. We'll have a look at him shortly. Decker's time still sitting strong at 117. 2 seconds. That's crazy to Jamaican Jam. And there's Quincy. There he goes. The championship favourite with us 117.3. Attempt quicker than Decker's there. And there's Sector Snell coming through now. 119.4. So good to see him out. Obviously, we're not sure at the moment. These are realistic cars, by the way, so we're not too sure where the new guys sit, but the grid will certainly be getting a lot of new drivers anyway due to the inconsistency that we're getting across the grid. So someone like Sector Snell will slot in nicely. CJ Drama 122.6. Bracey we've covered with a 120. So let's have a look here at Huntilla. Antilla with a 118. Again, he's much improved, Antilla, as well. He came, I think, the back end of last season. And the Mercedes is, I think it's a good car for him. It's putting him up in the mix. Quincy still sitting top there with 117. So let's go to, if we can, I think this is Dinosaur. Not set a time just yet. Again, another driver. It's crazy because some of these drivers have been with such a long time, and seeing the improvement. And Dinosaur there goes P3, just as I say it, just beyond teammate Deckers. Great times there in the Williams. And that leaves, I believe, Mr. Matix to set a lap. And he's just on an out lap. He's just now starting his fast lap. Remember, short quali here, so another 10 minutes to run. Let's just see if we can go on board with him for a lap. And there we go. Driving the Aston. Again, Mr. Matix, commentate on him in another league as well. Quite new to this grid. Raced well the other night, actually, in the middle of the field in SSRL, which is a no assist league. This league, of course, isn't no assists. There are some restrictions, but not all. So we'll see what he can do here. Throws it through nicely there. Up to the chicane, nicely round. No sliding at all. And up to come across the line. And the time will be 1:18.9. So he's in the middle of the field at the moment. Here's Matt Tudor trying again. Just trying to get an overlay working here. And there it is. That just gives us a little bit more information of what's going on. So Matt Tudor still in P9 at the moment. I think he's maybe letting somebody through. So I'm not sure if this is another outlap from Matt. Let's just have a look. I just wanted to see if Quincy's going back out. Jamaican Jam, maybe? Is he on a lap? He, I believe, is on an outlap. So let's see Jamaican Jam quickly. Raced very, very well in SSRL on Tuesday evening. He was, I believe he finished 10th in that race, but listen, that's a very tough grid. Lots and lots of good drivers there, all no assists as well, including no line. And he battled really well all evening. through a sprint and through the feature race as well. So a little bit different here. He's still on no assists for this league as well. And let's just stay on board with him and see if he can improve on that time. I expect him to. Very competent driver. I'd say the top 5 for Jam would be where he wants to be as a minimum, really, and supporting his mate Quincy, who's in the hunt for the championship standings, as I mentioned, will be bringing up between quali and the feature race. And into sector 3 he goes. Around turn 14 to the finish line. Jamaican Jam goes up to 6th, so he's just outside that top 5 at the moment. And a comment there from Mike in the chat. Who's this guy? I don't know if that's for me, Mike, or somebody else. Here's Quincy now. He's going slowly, so I assume this is an outlet. I could be wrong. Let's have a check on CJ Drama in 11th. Let's have a look at him. Oh, in fact, we have got Dinosaur out on a lap as we speak, so no, we haven't. He's now in. So back to CJ Drama then. Yeah, hi Mike, all good man. Sorry, just trying to get used to comms. Only the second time doing it for the league, mate, so we're trying our best. Just trying to navigate some new technical stuff as well, and at the age of 41 it's not always easy to learn, so bear with me. And the real question, Mike, is why are you not racing? You need to get yourself back on the grid, mate. We need some drivers. So here goes CJ into sector 2 now, approaching turns 6 and 7, the right left. Takes it nicely there, little lift. Does he need to lift there? Nicely through turn 11. Mike, give me a shout in the week, mate. Let's get you sorted out and get you back in there. We need some serious guys. Oh, a little wobble there from CJ. And across the line, can he improve? He does. Look at that. P1 from CJ Drama. Oh dear. That's spicy. That spiced things up. Quincy now falling to P2. Let's have a look to see if we can see Quincy. He's out at the moment on a lap, or is he done? I believe he is done. Philbrook Baggins. We'll go to him here. This looks like a lap. And no. Let's just see if he stays out here. He does, so I would imagine he's going to go for a lap this time round. Here he goes. And the guy's seen him coming, pulling over, giving space. He'll be fighting Philboat. A good driver. Remember in that realistic McLaren as well. His teammate CJ Drama was taken pole in the same car. I think CJ just a reserve at the moment, but he does turn up most weeks, to be fair. A good, consistent driver. Philbo as well. Just seems a little bit slidey. Let's see if he can keep it together now and going into sector 3. That's his best. Sector 2. Oh, that was a little bit jagged there. I think he's lost that. May struggle here to beat his previous time. He's into the pits, he knows it. And is there anyone else out on a lap? We have got, I think Mr. Matix is going out now. Now he got across the line in time to go and set a time. I'm just trying to work out if he's on a lap. I believe he is. No, he's not. He has answered me. This is back with CJ. I want to see if Quincy's going around again. Quincy, been in this league since the start, has earned a Constructors title, but not a World Drivers' Championship. And this is the year you believe he feels it's going to happen. Or this is the season, sorry, that he feels this is going to happen. And he's right up there this year. Let's just watch this lap on board with him. As it stands at the moment, CJ Drama in P1, Decker's in P2. So this is important for Quincy here. He really wants to put the pressure on, even if he can squeeze between those two. It's such an advantage on a track that isn't the greatest for overtakes. Obviously, you have the long straight at the start there, at the end of the lap as well. But yeah, not lots and lots of opportunity for overtakes. Here he comes here, just trying to handle. Oh no, that was the end of it. And CJ Drama takes pole position at Hungary. Decker's there in P2. Quincy takes P3. Not the worst result hopefully you get a good launch from the Lion. Dinosaur in P4. Bracey P5. Philbo P6. Mr. Matix P7. Huntillo in P8. Good result for him. Snell is in P9. Jamaican Jam in P10. Bit of a shock there. Matt Tudor P11. And Dan Lovett is not racing. So let's just go to those driver standings. I'm sure we'll have a couple of minutes now, and I hope. So we cut to just a very quick break. Not sure, there's technical difficulties with the sound. Like I say, guys, just the second time I've done this, so bear with us. I'm sure it's going to take a week or two to get it going properly. But very, very short break. Let the guys do their setups, and then we'll jump back to the grid.
Okay, that's not an ideal placement in your grid slot.
So I need to retire from this race as soon as it starts, due to not selecting spectator to start, which was my own fault. So we'll do that, retire from session, and hopefully we can see the rest of the guys. And here we go, CJ Drama leading, Quincy in that second now, in that Red Bull. We're all the way okay. So this is all going to be about the main straight usage. There's very, very few opportunities for an overtake here. Hungary, very tight. Like we said earlier as well, it's the Monaco without walls. So it's tight. And hopefully no stupidity, but only 11 on the grid tonight, so there is a bit of space. Let's just have a look here at CJ Drama. Leading from the front, Dinosaur in second. So something's happened there because I believe Deckers was in P2. Not sure if he didn't get away very well. Unfortunately, we missed it due to me not hitting the spectate button earlier on. And Bracey in 11th. So yeah, something's happened there, hasn't it? Let's have a look here at Bracey. No damage, no visible damage. Philbert Baggins down in P10 as well. Definitely expect those two to work their way through the group. Big night for Bracey as well. Leading the championship. And CJ Drama at the moment keeping Dinosaur and Quincy at bay. Let's have a look at Quincy in the Red Bull. Just needs to hang on to the back of these two. But either way at the moment, he's sitting pretty with Bracey where he is. He will be over the moon with that. And let's look at Dinosaur here because he's lining up CJ Drama. He's really got onto the back of him. Let's just hope he attacks in the right place. And it's allowed Quincy to hang on the back here as well. So Jamaican Jam in 6th. He's the one that's just got to try and close that gap to Mr. Matix and bring the group back. And I believe Philbo as well. There's a bit of a gap there to Jam. Fastest lap from CJ Drama. And this is the straight we were talking about, is it? Just going into turn 1, I believe. He's already nearly pulling us. Well, it's half a second now to Dinosaur. But still Quincy waiting in the wings. Let's check on Bracey because he's now worked his way up to 9th. I said earlier on, Bracey's got great race pace as well. There's, no surprise if he's in that top 5, top 4 mix by the end. He can really work his way back up. Not always the best in quali, but yeah, very, very good when it comes to the race pace. We'll check Mr. Matix here as well. Like I said earlier, quite new to the grid. But he's sitting there in the Aston in P5 on the hards, chasing down Deckers. And Deckers and Astro are becoming a bit of a dream team, to be honest with you. One Constructors title between them already. Last season, somebody's off there. That was it Dinosaur? He's dropped right back. He's down into 5th now. And that has lined Quincy up for 2nd place. But already nearly 2 seconds off of CJ Drama. So he's got some work to do. He's got to put a shift in here, Quincy. I say with Bracey now in P8. So he's working his way back. He's got the Mercedes in front of him, which he's chasing down already. Look at that. 2 tenths there in a corner. And here is Bracey. Let's just have a look at him for a second. Moving into Sector 2 now. Yeah, he's chasing down that Merc at an alarming rate of knots. And if he can get through there, he's then on to, well, he's 4 seconds down to Jamaican Jam, but you wouldn't put it past Bracey to put it, because if he gets Jamaican Jam, he's right back in the mix. And Deckers has got past Quincy now. So let's have a look here. Everyone seems okay. CJ there, he's just lost probably 3 or 4 attempts since we last checked in. So he's being reeled in slightly there. Decker's in P2 and Dinosaur's gone in. So let's have a look at Dinosaur. And yes, it's a new front win for Dinosaur. That happens most weeks. Whether it was his fault or not, I don't know, because we didn't catch it. He's got a bit of a recovery drive anyway now. But his points down to 22. So listen, there's big points on the table at P11 anyway. Let's go and have a look at Quincy. Just because he is looking for his first Drivers' Championship in CSRL. Been there since day one. Has been a reserve driver on a couple of occasions, but committed full-time this season and sniped himself a fairly decent car in the Red Bull. But again, as a guy, you know, racing, no assists, no line. So he's up against it most weeks. And let's just go to Bracey again, because I seem to keep missing, because he does it so quickly, these overtakes. He's now in P6. He's chasing down Jamaican Jam. And if you can catch him, he'll be right on the back of it all. So no time to spare. Off he goes. Let's have a look at Philbo Baggins as well, because he's in that. Here he goes. He's burning down the straight, trying to get on the back. Oh, he's gone across the grass and he's been, well, okay. I have to say, it looked like he tried to do, or he didn't try, but he went off there and he sort of caused that. Not too sure. I'm sure the stewards will look later, but yeah, that's unfortunate, because he made some really good ground there on Huntilla. And if we just go back here to CJ Drama, they're beginning to reel him in here. The gap now under a second, and that's Deckers that's closing that gap. Quincy back in P3. He's hanging off the back as well of Deckers. And these three are just starting to create their own little train. Quincy's a smart guy. He wouldn't mind sitting there as long as he's in the mix. And maybe look the second half of this race to try and make a move and really put some pressure on Bracey in the championship. But there's a bit of a gap now between Bracey and Matix. Mr. Matix there in P5, chasing down Jamaican Jam, who's doing well. He's up to 4th. Definitely improvement we've seen from Jamaican Jam the last week or so in the leagues that I've watched him in. Getting used to those no assists now. Dinosaur with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:19.9. He's now sitting P10 with Philbo in the pits. We'll just keep an eye on Mr. Matix here, because I want to see if he can make a move on Jam or not. Jam's a pretty calculated guy. If he can't hold him, I'm sure he'll let him pass. I look very wide there, actually, from Jamaican. And we'll watch him up the straight. And Quincy's taken P2. And he is now firmly in the hunt for P1. And there's these two that we were just talking about. I just wanted to watch them up the straight here and just to see if there was a battery advantage for the Aston. It doesn't look like it. Into turn 1 they go. And the Aston will follow for another lap. And look at this. This is heating up now. And here comes Deckers inside of Quincy there. Oh, Deckers having a look. As Bracey would say, this is looking like it could get spicy. And it seems to be a three-horse race at the moment. Bracey's still back in 6th, way down on Mr. Matix, but he'll chip into that. And here we go. It's Deckers and Quincy having a look. And a little bit of contact, just a bit of wheel banging. And I'm holding my breath. But it's all seems to be clean racing. Deckers just getting a really bad exit there and falling back off, so they'll have to work back up to the rear of Quincy, which in fairness he's already there. I just want to have a look at the two Mercedes. So these two guys have really improved since coming to the grid. Matt a few seasons ago, and more recently Huntilla, and have shown tons of pace. And I believe it's probably the first time that Huntilla's raced at Hungary for CSRL. Let's have a look here, because this is still looking very close between CJ Drama, Quincy and Deckers. It's very tight, and it's going to be interesting. And as a reserve, CJ Drama will not be awarded the points as such, but he'll certainly take the points away from Quincy, which for Bracey would be a bit of a reprieve as Quincy goes. A little bit of a slide there. He's managed to recover, a fantastic recovery. That could have been absolute carnage, and he's done very well to save that and got it back and not lost too much time as well. Well recovered by Quincy there, because that would have been a real let-off for Bracey if he'd wrecked the car. Bracey still back in P6. Let's just see if Quincy can do anything here. No, probably take a lap to settle back down after that. And there is the championship leader, Bracey. Can he win a second world championship? No one in CSRL has ever defended their championship. I thought we have had a couple of double winners, but I thought this year was going to be the year. Jamsey looks really good to start the season. He's up there still, but unfortunately he's missed this week. So I'm not too sure what effect that's going to have, but it may not have had any effects because Bracey just lost the back end there, and if he'd put it in the wall, well, that could have been the end of his race, and it wouldn't have mattered that Jamsey didn't turn up at all, really. That's Quincy and Bracey have both been a little bit slidey at the moment, and most importantly, with only 11 on the grid, you would think the most important thing is for those two just to finish the race, secure big points, and move on to next week, where we hopefully have a bigger grid. But there were some hairy moments there. Let's just check on one of our other new joiners in Sectus now. He's settled down in that RB. He's on the back of Bracey. P7. Looks smooth. Jamaican Jam into P4. Still holding off Mr. Matix. There is Mr. Matix in P5. And it must be the curse of the commentator, because every time I go and have a look at somebody here, they seem to be sliding around the track. Now, I haven't raced Hungary since the update, so is it slidey because of the tyres more than what it was? I'm not sure. I couldn't comment. I haven't raced it yet. I'm scared to go and look at anyone else's in case I give him some bad luck now. Let's have a look at CJ Drama. P1. Looking solid on the mediums. And these two on the hards doing well to hold on to the back of him. He hasn't really created. He was 1.8 seconds down the road at one point. But they reeled him back in well. And now it's a 2/10 gap. Oh, as Jamaican Jam just runs wild there, sorry. Wide, sorry. He's doing well, sitting in P4. Obviously, there's a constructors to fight for as well, so the two Red Bulls want to work together, I'm sure. But listen, for Quincy, he's had a constructors. The Drivers' Championship would really be what he's after. And a great move there from Deckers, but as he ran too wide, he has, and CJ Drama just tucks back in there. Ambitious, and he's actually lost out to Quincy as well. We went through into P2, so just a little bit of a lunge from Deckers. Does do that sometimes. Listen, the guy's got pace. He just needs to use it in the right places. Be patient. We're lap 12 or 35. Don't need to be doing that sort of thing right now. Just settle down. Tuck yourself in. You're there. You're in that top 3. Just looking across the back of the grid here. See if Bracey's made any inroads. And ooh, something's happened again. It's Quincy this time. Matix is into 4th, Quincy into 5th, and now Bracey and Quincy are 5th and 6th. So for points, it makes it all the more interesting. No damage on the car. Seems okay. We will go to P3 here, Jamaican Jam. He's really worked himself up the grid. CJ Drama into the... Is that Mr. Matix who's gone in? No, it's Deckers. Deckers is pitted. And it's for a wing change. So is there damage there because of something that happened with Quincy? We saw Quincy fall back down the grid. Deckers has come in with damage. It would suggest something has unfolded that we've not seen. And Quincy's got away scot-free. Oh, goodness. Mr. Matix there taking out a marker board. Into P3 he goes with Deckers having already pitted. CJ Drama still leading the way. Jamaican Jam in P2. Mr. Matix now sitting in P3. CJ just staying out on those mediums as well. And Mr. Matix is... I think he's aiming for every marker board on the track. He needs to stop that because the guys with no line on will be very cheesed off because they will be their breaking points. Philbell Baggins still down in 11th, but ploughing on by the looks of things. Let's have a little look at him. He is. Good man. Anything can happen at any time. And we'll just go back to Jamaican Jam here and just see what that gap is on CJ Drama. Seems to be tucking in behind. Doing well here, Jam, as well. I feel like he was... What was he? P10? P7? Something like that. Worked his way through the grid nicely, and I did call it. Like, he raced really well in SSRL the other day. Was battling for the whole race, and held off people very well. When they did get past, he then tucked in behind and battled well to get it back. So really good to see. He's worked his way up to P2 here. Teammate Quincy is now in P4 in the Red Bull, and again, we're not too sure what happened. Something definitely did. But he's not a million miles away to claw in Mr. Matix in P3. We're just looking across the grid here, just trying to see if we can find any battles. There's a little bit of a gap now, but look at this. Bracey now. P5 for Bracey on the mediums, which he... I would imagine we'll be pitting very soon. And CJ Drama also still sitting on the mediums. And there's just a little bit of spacing out at the moment. 2 seconds between 1 and 2 there, or 1.3 now. CJ just creating a nice little gap. Wants to keep that minimum second gap. Fastest lap there from Deckers, 1:19.1. Trying to show his intention and get back into it. Let's check out Machuda. seems to be ghosted, so not too sure what's gone on there from Matt. Not sure if he's disconnected. There's Huntiller in P9. So big points coming his way. Big points for everyone tonight if you finish, really, because points are down to 22nd place. Only 11 drivers on the grid tonight due to holidays, sickness, unreliability. So there are big points on offer. Bracey there in 11th, but that's because he's pitted. And now he's got the hards on. So we'll have... And there he is, the Alpine. Trying to get himself back into this race after a horrendous start. Again, not too sure what happened there due to a technical issue. I had to... Well, I missed the start because I wasn't spectating. All things, hopefully, we improve over the next couple of weeks and iron out. And look at this. Jamaican Jam is currently P1, which means CJ Drama has pitted. He's gone in for the hards, which would suggest that he is on the one stop, which should be very, very doable. Look at P3 there, Quincy on the hards, chasing down Mr. Matix. A couple of unfortunate events in this race for Quincy already, it seems. I've just got a message there from Matt Tudor. Oh, Matt's not actually raced since the start due to a problem with his wheel. That's a shame, Matt. Unlucky, mate. I know you've got a new wheel, so hopefully you can get it sorted. It's been technical issues galore tonight, unfortunately. But like I said, a couple of weeks, hopefully everything will be sorted. There'll be more drivers on the grid and we'll get back to some sort of normality. Oh, a little slide there as well from Quincy. I need to find out what happened with Quincy. I just have a sneaky feeling him and Deckers may have had a coming together, but I'm not 100% sure. And Quincy dropped down the grid slightly and Deckers with some damage in the pit, so would make sense that something happened there. CJ Drama already on his way back up. And let's have a look at Bracey. Oh, no. Bracey is in P9. And that's Huntiller into the pit. So Bracey now to chase down Philbo Baggins. Philbo will, I'm sure, be pitting shortly, which should give Bracey the position anyway. And let's have a look at CJ, where he is and what he's up to on those fresh hards. Penalty wise, Baggins and Huntiller at the moment both have 3 seconds each. That will be for track limits. There's a couple of drivers on there. Last warning, I believe, which is Jamaican Jam, Mr. Matix, Deckers, Dinosaur. Will all be on their last track limits warning. And that could be big for Jamaican Jam. Just needs to keep it between the lines and keep doing what he's doing here. And there is Deckers with that new shiny front wing. Hoping he can get back up there. Say him and Dinosaur took a Constructors' Championship in Season 5. Worked very well as a team and have been placed together again this season. And again, seem to be working well. They always seem to be there or thereabouts together. Could just be coincidence, but I like to think they're working as a team, which is nice to see. Let's have a look back on Quincy here. I will give a shout out to Mr. Matix, who kindly asked me to give more POV views tonight. Mr. Matix, unfortunately, because of all the technical issues we've had, I'm keeping it nice and simple. And we're staying in broadcast until Tuesday, where with CSRL, I will do my best to give you more broadcast action. Oh, let's have a look here. So, no, that's going to be Mr. Matix pitting. Just saw the gap coming right down there. But he is in the pit. And Quincy, I believe... Let's have a look. Yeah, he's gone into for his mediums. Out he comes. And this is it for Quincy now. Pedal to the metal. Let's go. He needs to get the work done on the same tyre as Matix in front of him. So let's see who can warm him up quicker and start making some passes. And we do like to try and give everyone a little bit of action on the camera as much as we can. Obviously, when stuff's going on, we keep an eye on it. But I will certainly check in on the back of the grid throughout as well, once we know where everyone is due to pit stops. And Quincy just chasing down Mr. Matix here, who incidentally is chasing down Bracy, who has already pitted for the hards. And here comes Quincy now. He's trying to find a way, is he? Patient enough, Quincy. He won't rush it. But he's also got Bracy there. And he knows for points, that could be big to finish ahead of the World Championship leader. Here he comes, Quincy now. Here he goes. Yep, down the inside. And he's also tried to take Bracy at the same time as well. That's a fantastic move there. As he knows, Bracy's got it back. Mr. Matix comes back at him as well. If Quincy can get one of these positions, it would be big, let alone two. And I think he's been squeezed out. No, he's got it done. Fantastic. Brilliantly done. Stuck to it. Held his line. And got it done. And now hangs on to the back of Bracy, which is a flat-out championship race at the moment between P1 and P2 in the championship. CJ Drama's gone back to first. Just want to keep an eye on these two for a minute. Both great lads. They get on really well as well. But they both want to win a championship. We're halfway through the season at this point, I believe. And Quincy having a look. Just a small lock up there. And did we see some damage? No, we're okay. There's a slight bit of contact with somebody. Don't think it was Quincy and Bracy though. And we're definitely going to stick with these two for a moment. Here's CJ Drama, sorry, I said that. And then swapped away. But we'll have a look at Quincy now, coming down the straight, hanging on to Bracy. Quincy's going to make his move, is he? No, he's not. Thinks better of it. Oh no, Bracy's gone. What's happened there? Well, there was contact, but I think Bracy had gone off the track and maybe just lost control and maybe brushed the Aston on the way back. Can't be sure, but oh no, Bracy. Back down now to 7th. And the championship really heating up now with Quincy sitting back up in 3rd. He really needs to gap Bracy by 3 or 4 positions tonight, Quincy, because that will really, really bring it close going into this second half of the season. Let's just check here. Jamaican Jam in 5th. And he's got Deckers for company now. Deckers again, you know, he's up there. He's fighting for the championship too. We haven't mentioned him as much. He's been in the wars, already a wing replacement today as well, but he's certainly there. He wants points. Top 3, 4 for Deckers would be big. Wants to keep the gap. Bracy back into 6th now as Dinosaur goes into the pit again. We'll just keep our eye on these 3 as this is close here. Matix just being closed down at the moment by Jamaican Jam, which will then bring him back in with his teammate Quincy. And these two, I do know, work as a team. They will work together. They do communicate together. So Jamaican Jam sitting right behind Quincy in 3rd would be fantastic for Quincy, I would imagine. Matic's just trying to hold him off at the minute. Remember, these cars are realistic as well, so it's a tough ask for the Aston to hold off this Red Bull, but he's doing a good job of it. He's frustrating him. He's holding him back, which in turn is holding Deckers back, who also needs big points as well. But that would all play into Quincy's hands. What with Bracey back as well in 6th now. Still decent points for Bracey, but I'm not sure that will relinquish first place, but it will certainly let Quincy make some ground on Bracey moving into next week. And Deckers, there's more carbon flying around there. Let's have a look. And there's no damage on Jam, has he let Deckers go there? And Deckers has fought his way all the way back up to P4, so he's done really, really well. Let's look at our leader here. CJ Drama. What a performance so far. Looking like a hot favourite to take the win. Like I said, I don't believe he's a full-time driver. I will check that. He won't get awarded with the points, but he will be taking first place points off of Quincy, which is big for Bracey, who's just having a bit of a rough night tonight, which it happens occasionally. He just needs to keep going, get across the line, bag the points he can get, and move on to next week. We're just trying to find some gaps here. What's this in here? Sector Snow. Just trying to hold off Bracey. No, that's not Bracey, excuse me. That's Dinosaur. And Dinosaur round the outside, trying to make it stick. And he has done very, very nicely. Good move there by Dinosaur. He's now chasing down Bracey. Sector's now trying to get something back, but it wasn't going to happen. And it's all happening up top as well. Let's have a look here. Mr. Matix just holding off Deckers. Deckers doing really, really well to get back in the fight here after, I believe, damage earlier to the front wing. So he's back. And he's on a level playing field with the tyres, it seems, as well at the moment. Will track limits come into play? The Quincy, Mr. Matix, Deckers, Jamaican Jam, Bracey, Dinosaur, all on their last warning for track limits. CJ Drama with just the one warning there. No warnings for Matt Tudor, but that's because he's not actually in the race. So everybody else has at least one warning. And Philbo Baggins there with a 3-second penalty. Huntilla with a 3-second penalty. Big points for Huntilla tonight though. Turning up, getting 11th place. If that's where he ends up, or... well, he would finish 10th, I believe, at least, because of... oh, hang on, something's happening up front here. Mr. Matix in second, being chased down by Deckers. Jam's just fallen off the back of that now as well. Quincy's gone to the softs. That's the data I'm getting anyway, that he's gone to softs. So is he just going to go for a fastest lap at this stage? 10 laps to go? Seems odd. Unless he thinks they can last, then he can chase them down. I mean, it could be. And look at this battle here. Mr. Maddox trying to hold on to Deckers. I believe that's a tough gap to chase down to CJ Drama. But P2 for Deckers would be absolutely brilliant in the championship. Especially, I don't know if things happen to Quincy again there, because that makes no sense to me at all. Have a look at Bracey here in P5. Again, a tough night for Bracey, but he's leading the championship. He's leading it by a fair way. I think it was 24 points or something like that. So he's not a million miles out of the reach, but it's, you know, if Bracey can finish where he is now, top 5, he's going to hold off Quincy, especially if Quincy's down in P9. Again, I'm not too sure if I've missed something. I must have missed something. There's no way, well, unless Quincy knows something we don't. And there's CJ Drama all on his own with a 6.5 second lead to Deckers. Deckers there in P2. Seems to be well clear of Mr. Matix now. So we're just starting to spread out a little bit. But Jamaican Jam's got Matix in his sight. Can he get some big points for Red Bull and carry on their title charge for the Constructors' Championship? Bracey in P5. I tell you, if Bracey finishes in P5, it's still a result in my eyes for him, because whatever happened there at the start, we're unaware, but he fell right back. He then had another incident where I'm not again too sure what happened. It looked like he went off the track. And he fell right back. And now he's back in P5 again. Listen, when you've been in the wars, if you can take a top 5, secure some points, and get out and get into next week, he may well be happy with that. And I believe earlier on, from the discussion that we were having, I think he would have been happy with a P5. So if you could just remember that, it'll all be good. Let's have a look at Quincy. I'm not too sure what's going on here. I can only assume damage of some sort. Something must have happened for him to choose to go onto the softs. But if he sets the fastest lap, he'll get the extra point. But it could have been a lot better. He was P3 on the grid and was up there fighting. Philbo Baggins, he's been quiet tonight. He's been chased down by Sector Snell at the moment. And also Philbo does have a 3-second penalty, so Sector Snell, can hold on to him, stay within those 3 seconds, not pick up a penalty himself. He'll gain a position into 7th. I remember racing Hungary earlier on in the year, maybe late last year, and full grid, there were penalties galore. So these guys at the moment, a lot of them sitting on 2 warnings, but they seem to be keeping it between the lines. Let's have a look here. Mr. Matix again onto the back of Jamaican Jam. He's becoming a nuisance. And actually, these two racing together in CSRL on Tuesday with the no assist league, with no Lion, no assists. They were in that midfield battling together at times, I believe, then as well. So obviously, that's equal cars. It's interesting that Jamaican's in a Red Bull and Matix in an Aston and actually keeping up and making a nuisance of himself. Not sure whether they've switched any assists on for tonight and that's aiding Mr. Max, but I could be wrong. But he's doing well. He's becoming a nuisance for the Red Bull. Oh, well, there you go. He's the commentator's curse again. Absolutely smashed the curb. No damage by the looks of things. Seems to be all good. And off he goes again to chase down Jamaican Jam. Let's have a look here at P5 Bracey, because Dinosaur is on the back of him. And he's chasing him down. And Bracey would love to hold into that position, but the younger mediums of Dinosaur just might be enough to push him along and get him through. And Dinosaur just got to be calculated. Do it in the right place. Don't get too eager. We don't need any tickets, lads. Let's have a look. Oh, he's fine, he's fine, he's all good. And again, around the outside he tries to go here. But surely he's waiting for the straight. So should have been harvesting. Here we go. Down the straight they come. Big move this would be. He's moved late. Bracey's tried to cover him off on the inside. Dinosaur goes down the inside. This is where Bracey had problems earlier on. Manages to hold it this time, but through he goes, Dinosaur, and off he goes. And will Bracey be able to switch it back down here? I don't think he will. And there's a 3-second time penalty for Mr. Matix. That could be big for Jamaican Jam, who actually also, I believe, has 3 seconds. Let's have a look. Yes, they both have 3 seconds. So that just levels out now. And if Dinosaur, wow, it's a lot to do, isn't it? It's a lot to do to catch him now. I don't think Dinosaur's going to get on the back of Mr. Matix and close him down for that penalty. CJ Drama, he's gone, is he? Oh, Decker's... yeah, just under 5 seconds behind now. Quincy has secured fastest lap by the looks of things at the moment. Yeah, CJ Drama's gone, isn't he? And there's Deckers there. But well, I mean, this would be a great result for Deckers. To pull off a P2, see Quincy down in 9th, Bracey down in 6th. This could be a big, big game for Deckers tonight in the championship. And no one was watching him. We knew he had pace. I don't think anybody... I think the eyes were on Quincy and Bracey, just because they've been there before, they've fought before, and Decker's just creeping into the argument that actually, hey, you know, this could be my season. I got a constructors last season. This season, I won a championship. I won a drivers' championship, and he's doing well. He's in the Williams. It's not the fastest car on the track. It's solid enough, but he's, you know, he's doing really, really well. Dinosaur working his way back up to 5th there. Let's have a look at Quincy quickly, because he's going to try and make a move on Sector Snell. Every move for Quincy at the moment must be all massive, because they're all points that he can gain. Sector Snell there, just needing to be careful. Can Quincy get it done? I believe he has. Yeah, he has. Sector Snell's given up on that, and Quincy goes through into P8. Don't think he's going to have the time, is he? He's got to try and chase Philbo down, but it's a big gap. And then Quincy's gone. He's spun. Maybe those softs. Oh, what did he do? 5 laps maybe off. That's a shame. That's a real shame. And Bracey gets another let off. Quincy at the moment just needs to finish this race, get as many points as he can. He gets the extra point for the fastest lap. He comes back next week and he goes again. I mean, listen, this could have been a lot worse. Bracey could have had a fantastic night. Ended up in 1st place. The gap could have been huge. It's not going to be awful for Quincy. He's going in to the pits. Let's just see what he's going to do here. Is it just a change of tyres for Quincy? He's going back onto the softs. Why not? Go and try and beat your tyre. Get the points you can get, mate. I'm just looking across the grid at P6 here, which is Bracey and Philbo Baggins. Fighting for position here. Baggins with the fresher tyres, but Bracey's got that done, and off he goes. A few gaps opening across the grid now, so I don't think we're going to see too much more overtaken. It's going to be looking like CJ Drama's night with 4 laps to go. Here comes Bracey, P6 for Bracey. He'll just, listen, there's only one guy that he would have been really, really keeping an eye out for, and that would have been Quincy. He's seen Quincy fall down. That's great, but then he looks up and Deckers, from nowhere, and falling out of the race early, has worked his way back to P2. That could be massive in the championship. But I'm just looking at the gaps here. He's fine at the moment, Deckers. He's fine at the moment. He does have a penalty, but Jamaican Jam has a penalty, so that's not much going to be there. Mr. Matix, I believe, has 3 seconds as well. So Deckers has just got to be careful not to pick another penalty up here. And he should be all good for P2. And the McLaren hanging on to the back of Bracey here. Can he get another move done? Oh, he just didn't get a great exit. Later on the brakes there, though. Nice and controlled from Bracey, and Philbo just giving him a little love tap round the corner. And let's look here at Jamaican Jam and Mr. Matix, because they are together again as Matix has a little... This keeps happening every time I click on somebody. This would be a fantastic result for Jamaican Jam, a P3. Absolutely brilliant. After his really, really good race the other day in CSRL. And then coming out tonight, his teammate not having a great result. But you know what? He stepped up to the plate and said, hey, don't worry, Quince. I'm here. I'll get us the points for the constructors. And that's why they're a great team. Working together, backing each other up. And he's looking good here, Jam. 6-second penalty now for Huntilla. Let's just have a look at him. For some reason, I can't. Here's Deckers. And is Huntilla, I believe, hanging on. And this is what we like to see as well. Not much racing action for him, but carrying on, finishing the race, getting the points is what matters. And hey, he will be finishing ahead of Quincy by the looks of things as well, which is always a great result. It seems to be gaps everywhere now of at least 2 seconds. We, of course, will flip to the finish line as CJ Drama comes around. Bracy in P6 is chasing down Philbo, so he's lost that position to Philbo now. That might be a type on, but remember, Philbo has a 3-second penalty, so Bracy would get that back across the line if he can just hang on to the back of him here, and that's again big points for Bracy. If he can just hold on, keep that 3-second gap, it's another position, it's another point at least. And it's getting to that stage of the season now, like I say, the halfway point tonight, where every point is crucial to these guys. And it would see, if Bracy can win it this season, it'd be second world championship. Unfortunately, there's a gap between him winning the first one and if he wins this one, so he wouldn't be a defending champion. No one has done that in CSRL. Like I said, I really fancied Jamesy to do it this season, but unfortunately hasn't raced tonight. Mr. Matic, something's happened there because he has dropped all the way down. And look at this as well. So something's happened to Mr. Matix, but all of a sudden, Dinosaur in the Williams is back up to 4th. So both of the Williams having real tough nights, either broken wings and involved in whatever they've been involved in, have dropped down at times, but has come back and now both in the top 4. So let's see CJ Drama here. He's on his final lap and he is around 9.5 seconds clear. He's in sector 2 at the moment through turns 6 and 7. He has come in as a reserve and tore it up in the McLaren. Decker's looking a sure on here for P2 with Jamaican Jam in P3. Around turn 12 here, so 2 more turns to go. Turn 13. Nice and controlled for the McLaren. Oh, we're going to switch here. We're going to switch here because all of a sudden, Dinosaur is on the back of Jamaican Jam. There is CJ Drama. Congratulations. He wins the race from pole. Controlled throughout. But let's just watch these two here coming around. Should be fine. But Deckers crosses P2. Jamaican Jam nipping in front there. No, Jamaican Jam drops down into 4th with the 2 Williams drivers, P2 and 3, because of a penalty. Philbo Baggins taking 5. P6 goes to Bracy. All in all, Bracy probably frustrated, but there must be some relief there as well. Sector Snow taking 7th. Matt Tudor is actually a DNF. 9th, Mr. Matix. Good race from him. Not sure what happened at the end there. Would like to find out. Yeah, congratulations to Dinosaur there in the chat. Huntilla in 10th. Quincy, not sure. I have to dissect it. A couple of incidents I'm unsure about. But a real shame for him. He's just very fortunate that Bracy didn't have his greatest night either, because that could have been really damaging. Thank you, Fizzo, who's Astro. Thank you. Yes, lots of technical issues, mate, at the beginning there. So flapped a little bit, but hopefully the comms itself are okay. Just need to really polish up on what I'm doing. So driver of the day today, as per the game, is Deckers. Race winner, CJ Drama. Fastest lap, Quincy. Most overtakes, Sector Snell. So well done to him. And cleanest driver, Sector Snell as well. So really good addition to the grid having him on. And let's have a look here just to confirm. So P1 is CJ Drama. P2, Deckers. P3, Dinosaur. both the Williams, big points. Jamaican Jam in P4. Philbo Baggins takes P5. Bracy, not his greatest night, but got away with it in P6. Sector Snell, P7, good result for him. Matt Tudor there again inside that top 10 with 8th. Mr. Matix, P9. And sorry, Matt Tudor was a DNF, to correct myself there, which would then mean Mr. Matix was a P8. P9 for Antilla, Quincy P10. And myself did not race. So that's it for this week. I am now away for 2 weeks, unfortunately. And then I'll be back to pick up the last piece of the season. If we can find a replacement comms for the next 2 weeks, that would be fantastic. If not, I'll be back in 2 weeks where, like I said, the championship will be nil. It will be for nearly 3 weeks, won't it? But hopefully then we will be crowning a champion. Thanks very much for tuning in. Sorry about the technical issues early on. Like I said, second time of doing it. We're trying to polish up. I will be better. But thanks for listening.